What's up, Scyushi Squad? We are back again for some more Minecraft dungeons. Oh my god, you guys. I'm super duper excited about this. Like, seriously. We have the DLC update 2, so that means that we actually have the winter area. But we also have a free-to-play update, so an update that everyone's going to be able to enjoy. So today's video is actually going to be focusing on the patch itself. And then we'll end up going through the DLC, but there is also new artifacts, new items that everyone's going to be able to enjoy, not only the stuff that's in the winter DLC. So I'm probably going to end up grinding that stuff out myself. Like we got right here in the secret cow level, there's actually a brand new artifact that is unique to the cow level. I haven't seen this icon on any of the other maps, not to mention the map itself has physically changed a little bit, including daily trials, which we'll talk about those in a moment. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a heads up, let you know what's going on. There's gonna be some more Minecraft Dungeons videos for a while, and I wanted to also share my appreciation to those of you that have been supportive of this series. If it was up to me, I would just keep grinding Minecraft Dungeons. I would keep playing it. I'm pretty much already maxed out in this game. I've grinded so many hours in this game. But what can I tell you guys? It gets boring watching me do the same maps over and over again with very little progression. Because that's kind of what the game boiled down to before this update, was you would just run a map over and over again till you got a good piece of gear that hopefully ended up generating with high number gear score. But as you'll see, we've got a whole bunch of new NPCs, one of which can actually upgrade our gear. So before we get started with any of that noise, let's get into the patch notes. Okay, so the Creeping Winter, I'll put a link in the description so you guys can check this patch out for yourselves if you want as well. Creeping Winter is upon us, spreading all across Minecraft dungeon platforms. There's plenty of things to do in your quest to take down the Wretched Wraith. Ooh, interesting. I wonder when we're going to get like the some other more traditional Minecraft bosses, if you know what I'm talking about. We know they're coming, like the Nether and stuff. There's also a new free update with daily trials, new camp merchants. The team has been hard at work on gameplay balancing and a wealth of bug fixes. There are so many bug fixes in this patch notes. We might not skim through most of those today, though, just because there is quite a few, and a lot of them are exclusive to whether it's a bug that's on console or on PC, what have you. So the Creeping Winter DLC, a creepy winter is slowly blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's available now. You take on 3 new missions, not including there might be some secret missions, secret maps as well in here. It's the one thing I'll say about Minecraft Dungeons, like DLC, is that when you buy Minecraft Dungeons, it's like 20 bucks, right? When you buy the Heroes Edition, which comes with the Season Pass, which comes with both of these DLC, it's 30 bucks. So you're technically spending $5 for each of these DLC packs, and you don't really get that much content out of them, which is kind of weird, you know? Like, even if you buy the DLC separately on its own, I think, what does it cost? Like, it's like $7 just for the Jungle DLC or something. Oh, never mind. I thought it was more than 3 maps. It seems like it's just 3 maps. The big difference, though, is that DLC owners will get daily trials 2 and 3 on top of the 2 that you will get just in the base game. And we'll again, we'll talk about those in a moment. But anyways, as you hunt down the source of corruption, you'll discover new armor, new weapons, new artifacts below a snow and sleet. Oh, but no, the snow and sleet. Okay, they're trying to be in roleplay. 2 new player skins are also available for your pet. That's cool. I didn't even know that that was a thing. What do we got here? What? 2 new player skins and the Arctic winter pet. Oh, okay. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, he's so cute. Look at him. He's adorable. He's kind of stupid, though, isn't he? Okay, let's return to the main menu here real quick so that we can check out those new skins. I thought there was new skins. I mean, obviously, we gotta be... Switch hero. There we go. We gotta be Steve Gang, just because... Or do we gotta be Steve Gang? I guess it's this guy, which obviously we can't really see him because my armor's on. And then this guy or girl or whatever. It's purple. It's purple. I'm sorry, guys. The Steve Gang is no more. Steve is dead. No, I'm Steve in my heart, okay? It's just a player skin, so don't worry too much about... Oh my god, I'm not used to seeing, you know, like, actual cool pants and arms. I'm used to seeing Steve. But anyway, so that comes with the DLC, the new skins, and then the pet as well. The pet doesn't do anything, it's just for coolness sake. So new features for free-to-play players. So everybody's going to experience these. Daily trials, which are new challenges every day that make wild changes to the game mechanics, which provide difficult, experimental, or fun challenges for you to overcome and earn powerful rewards. There are 4 new pieces of gear to earn exclusively from daily trials. That's interesting. And then they link to a daily trials FAQ, so I'll have to check that out, actually. That's neat, because so certain daily trials you can see right here are not unlocked for me right now. I guess we may as well talk about the map legend. I'm sorry that my face cam's kind of blocking it, but basically there's a map legend that now shows I am missing 2 secret locations and 7 new pieces of gear. As you can see, there is a treasure chest icon on Cacti Canyon, Soggy Swamp, and you'll see if we go into here, you can see they've actually added a new free-to-play artifact, right? Now, the reason it says that there's 7 different items into the game, near as I can tell, if we go here, you can see that there's this weird rattle icon, but if we go to Creepy Crypt, you can see there's the other artifact that kind of looks like a baby bottle. That was the exact same one as Cacti Canyon. So as far as I believe, I think it says there is 7 new pieces of gear, but there isn't actually, because it's counting duplicate gear on multiple maps. So for example, the game would actually consider this artifact and this artifact to be 2 new pieces of gear. So once you end up getting one of them, it would probably say, oh, you've got everything, right? So now the way that the game works, quite literally, is there will be a check mark beside a world once you've gotten every piece of gear. It might have always worked like that. I don't know. I thought that it was only, it would show a check mark once you've beaten that world. But anyways, now it literally is just when the level is completely maxed out and you have everything out of it, right? So you can see here is a daily trial for a free-to-play player. Now, somebody like me, I've already beaten the whole game, so I've already got everything unlocked. However, you can see that we have to complete Arch-Haven, which, okay, got that done. But then we have to find secret location in Pumpkin Pastures. Now, I don't think that this is going to unlock a new location per se. The secret location in question in Pumpkin Pastures in particularly normally unlocks Arch-Haven. So I think they kind of did a little bit of a mess up, because anybody who is just starting a new character will be perfectly fine, because basically you'll go through Pumpkin Patchers, unlock Arch-Haven, then have to complete Arch-Haven, and then you will unlock the daily trial right here. And then there's going to be another one up here, so we have to find the secret location in High Block Halls, which is definitely a lot easier. I, again, don't think that this gives us new maps, because if we go to the jungle region, you can see that since the jungle region itself doesn't really have that many things to complete, we already have the daily trial unlocked. And the daily trial, this is interesting because it has a higher recommended power than most of the other areas in the game. And it also has some very interesting modifiers. So player speed is going to be increased by 20%, while 100% of the melee mobs are going to be replaced by skeletons. That means nothing but ranged characters. That's gonna suck. Players will also have the punch enchantment. If I'm not mistaken, that's knockback. Is that knockback with your bow? I'm not exactly sure. But through completing the daily trial, you can see not only do we get random pieces of gear, again, kind of covered by my face cam, sorry to say, but there is one piece of gear in the gear drops that actually is a question mark. It is a new piece of armor that I don't have, so that must be one of the new pieces of gear that they mentioned. While also we can get rewards of a green melee item or a unique yellow melee item. So I haven't actually done one of these trials yet. I don't know if you can just repeat them over and over, or if we have to repeat it over and over to get the new pieces of gear. I'm not exactly sure, but you can see it's going to be Apocalypse difficulty, and it is going to just be an Overgrowth Temple, which is not a new map, is kind of the point that I'm trying to get at. So the other thing too is that with the map legend and blah, 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 normally there's going to end up being these new merchants, and because I've already beaten all the levels in the game, I already have them all in my town. So some of them you will slowly end up unlocking through the game, which is a nice mechanic. It kind of reminds me of Terraria. Honestly speaking, I wish that I did still have to grind some missions out in order to save some of these merchants, but at the same time, whatever, it's okay. So we'll talk about what the merchants do in a moment, because it's actually game changing. There's going to be new achievements and trophies to unlock based on the Jungle Awakens and Creeper Winter DLC. After losing a life, players are now given a bundle of arrows if they had less than one full bundle of arrows left. Seems like something that could be exploited. I don't know, because you could die and have someone res you and you could basically dupe your arrows, right? So the host, a host of an online game can now toggle the game to be private, so friends can't join unless invited. I always have my party open because whatever. Balance changes. The short bow, long bow, and just bow in general increase the ammo capacity by 50%. The cutlass changed its attack combo from 4 to 2. That could be game changing. The cutlass is pretty useless because it's just a 1-2 slash. But the point of the combo is quite literally pieces of gear will end up having their special ability trigger once you completed a combo. So it means that every second swipe, you could have a tornado attack go around your character if you're using a cutlass. Further than that, the pickaxe has been changed to have 1 attack combo, which means that could be pretty OP because you could just bang, 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 and there'd be tornadoes and stuff going around your character like the whole freaking time. Daggers have also had their attack range increased by 25%. Thank God, because daggers kind of sucked with how close you had to get. Battle staff now drops in the lower temple, they say. I don't know why, because the battle staff was always in the lower temple. That is not new. Where do you think I ended up getting this unique battle staff that is godlike, by the way? Light feather, which is an artifact that gives you basically makes you jump over enemies, right, and roll forward. Well, now that is going to actually carry over all of your roll enchantments. So if you would set fire to the ground, now you'll actually do it when you're using that artifact. So that seems like something that could have huge ramifications if you have like really good rolls on your rolling enchantments, because you could essentially end up spamming that thing if you got a lot of cooldown and doing lots and lots of extra damage. That'd be crazy, dude. So anyways, new weapons and armor are exclusive to daily trials, as well as 2 new artifacts and 6 new enchantment spread across the game. Oh, there's just new enchantments in general. Ooh, okay. Very cool. I didn't even know about that part. So I guess there's just new enchantments in general. Buzz into combat using new tools such as the bee nest armor, and the tumblebee enchantment. These are again free items, free to play items. Bee armor. You know what? I wonder if the bee set that they're talking about here, spoilers, is what's from the daily trials. That might be, honestly speaking. So then we just got a couple crashes and junk like that to report on. We'll talk about some of those in a bit, because first and foremost, I want to talk about these merchants. So the blacksmith has actually had his function moved to another merchant. So the blacksmith, normally you would buy random crap from him over and over again, and usually he would just give you garbage, right? That functionality has since been moved over to the mystery merchant. This guy literally will sell you boxes that you can see has item power 107 to 103. It's a loot box of sorts, right? This will be a random melee weapon, this will be a random item, and you can unlock their slots. So this could be... maybe this would be arrow or bow weapons specifically. This might be armor, so on and so forth. But the point is that to unlock these slots, you have to defeat enchanted mobs. More particularly, to get the last slot, you have to defeat 2,500 enchanted mobs, which sounds disgusting. I wonder if it's based off of my gear score, the item power that he's going to potentially end up giving us. That's interesting, though. I don't know why it says reserve. Reserving an item means that it will remain available until you buy it, or unreserve it and restock the merchant's inventory. Ah, because we can do this, and then we could restock his inventory for 100 emeralds, and then maybe the random item would be cycled over to something else. I'll keep the melee weapon, though, but that's pretty neat. I like that. That's a neat mechanic. And so... with that guy taking the smithy function, now the smith himself lets us upgrade gear. Thank you. This was a long time coming. This took way too long to be added into the game. Like, seriously. For some weird reason, he doesn't seem to... he takes stuff from my inventory, not stuff that's on my person. What's wrong with you, you idiot? All right, let's take this off, because this is my harp crossbow. It's like the strongest ranged weapon in the game. There we go. So this is going to do what? How strong will this make this? It doesn't say. It just says hold to upgrade for 270. So then we have to complete 3 missions, and then it'll end up being fully upgraded. So I can go do that in a second here, just while I go and get some of the new artifacts. But for right now, I'm just going to keep focusing on all these merchants. So that's kind of neat. I mean, I guess I would have to go into a mission without a piece of gear, but I would hope that it ends up upgrading to a decent amount, because the biggest thing, like I said, the problem with this game is that the end game quite literally is just grinding the same missions over and over, so that you can hopefully get one piece of gear that not only has good enchantments, but also has high power. So now that we can just pretty much get a harp crossbow and keep it with you until the end of the game, because it's the best crossbow, prove me wrong. That's pretty cool. The gift wrapper, he quite literally lets you send stuff to other players when in multiplayer. So we would have to have our friend in here, and then we could quite literally do player trading. That's pretty nuts. That seems like something that'll be exploited by cheaters, because it's actually fairly easy to create items in this game for yourself, or create emeralds, whatever. I don't care. I'm not going to take advantage of that. I do like the idea of trading, though. I wish that stuff like this was in the game a long time ago, because one of my friends in particular never has had any luck to get the harp crossbow, and if I can get him one, I think that'd be so cool to be able to actually help him out and give him one, right? The village merchant, so this is going to be a guy that quite literally just sells gear. Interesting. This merchant sells common and rare items at a fair price. That's not a fair price, honestly speaking. 540 emeralds for that piece of crap? I mean, I guess I would have normally spent like... No, I would have normally spent like 300 or less on the smith, and I would have gotten like chances of a better piece of gear than that. That's kind of ridiculous. Oh, hey, there's one of the new enchantments, though. Can I actually like hover over it? No, I can't, but there's one of the bee enchantments. That's interesting. Cool, dude. So this is just villagers rescued. Rescue captured villagers during missions. I wonder if that quite literally means missions that require you to rescue villagers, in which case I would pretty much just be rushing redstone mines over and over. That would kind of suck. And then the luxury merchant. Now this guy seems cool. This merchant sells high-end items at not so affordable price. That's not a high-end item, game. That is bad. That's the one thing that I and a buddy of mine were really worried about. Oh, look, and there a bee enchantment right there. Okay. Me and my buddy were really worried that they were going to have absurd prices for these items, considering that they think that they're rare. That's not good. I mean, I guess the point is that sometimes they might have some good stuff, right? Powerful mobs defeated. Okay, that's super duper easy to end up getting that one. Yeah, and that's going to end up being all of the merchants themselves. Very, very cool stuff, dude. I love it. All of this stuff obviously needed to be in the game a long, long time ago. But still, that's considerably cool. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start... What if I upgrade this as well? Throw that in there. 3 missions. Okay, so it basically pays to do the most pieces of gear at a time. Because then you would only have to do 3 missions instead of do 3, replace it with more gear, so on and so forth. Ugh! I'm like a disgusting old wizard now. Yikes. Well, I can get on some other pieces of gear that I already have that are pretty good. I don't think I have any good armor. Oh, God. Well, anyways, let me grind out 3 missions for you guys so that we can take a peek and see what ends up happening with this guy upgrading our gear. All right, let's find out if this glitch still works. Yep.
Oh boy.
I can still go through the wall. In order to do that little cave glitch, all you gotta do is be using a controller, and for whatever reason, when you click on the exit to that cave and then you press something with then you just move on the joystick of your controller, it's as if you cued your character going through the door. And I don't know, you just literally click on the door, don't move or do anything, and then just move your joystick. But anyways, that's not important. So there was a couple things that I ran into. I didn't get any of the new artifacts, unfortunately, today, guys, but I'll have an error video that'll highlight that, maybe, or something. I don't know. Redstone golem bosses, you know how normally they'll drop down like a bunch of explosives and stuff? When they die, those explosives will actually expire, which is great, because otherwise that normally didn't happen. That wasn't mentioned in the patch notes. Also, for this daily trial that says to find a secret location in Pumpkin Pastures, I literally went through Pumpkin Pastures, found the area where you normally get the Arkhaven map, and nothing happened. So either they're talking about a different location, or it's just a bug, because I've already gotten the objective technically done. I just wouldn't be surprised if it's a bug because they run into bugs like this all the time in Minecraft Dungeons, but I don't know. We'll see. Another thing, too, I want to confirm with this blacksmith is I don't entirely know how he upgrades gear because instantly returns any invested enchantment points. That's something really cool. Upgrading an item takes 3 missions to complete. Item power is rerolled based on your recommended difficulty. So I don't know what the recommended difficulty entails because it's like a buddy of mine literally ran the tutorial on default difficulty over and over again to complete it, and he still got his gear to roll up to 111 gear score. So I don't know if it's based off of the highest difficulty that you've done, period, because somebody on Reddit was saying that maybe it's based off of the 3 missions that you do, the difficulty of those missions, which would make sense, but clearly is not the case with my buddy doing it default tutorial. I, on the other hand, ended up doing, Apocalypse 7 difficulty over and over again. And this rolled up to 112. That's awesome because that was already like 1.6, I think, or something. This is 113. That was 110. So, and then this got to 111. So the point is that my buddy ended up putting a piece of gear that was 111 in here, and then it re-rolled, like after he completed the missions, he took the gear out and it was still 111. So maybe it's a random chance whether it can upgrade or not once it gets to these higher gear scores. I don't know, but the fact that my staff re-rolled to 113 does prove that even if something is at 110, it can end up rolling higher. Now, I don't think that there's any higher than 113 for gear score, at least in the default game. I think that there technically is higher than 113 difficulty now that we have the winter DLC, but I'll have to confirm that. My point being, I don't know why it's letting me re-roll this. Because it might not, it probably won't end up increasing the power of my staff anymore. However, like I just said, the big thing that this does is basically you're paying to get your enchantment points out. So if you've ever had a piece of gear where you ended up rolling the enchantments you didn't want, well, now you can save yourself, which is absolutely awesome. Okay, guys, I'm actually editing this in after the fact because my buddy and I have been testing out how the blacksmith works. And so the way that he works is very, very weird because even though the game says that it upgrades gear based on, like, it rerolls the power based on your recommended difficulty. So quite literally, what that means is you can play through whatever missions you want, whatever difficulty you want. You yourself can equip whatever gear you want. But here's the thing. Before you end up collecting your items from the blacksmith, you're going to want to equip the gear that gives you the most power possible. But don't grab his items just yet because the game, the camp itself has to refresh knowing the fact that you have that gear score, because apparently my buddy was telling me that there's something to do with the camp itself has its own power score. So all you gotta do to end up making sure that your camp is upgraded to the highest power that you possibly have is you just go to the main menu and come back into the game. That will refresh your camp to be the highest gear score that you just equip. And then once you pull the items out of this guy's upgrade slots, they will end up being the highest roll possible. Now, the thing is that it is still random. So, for example, let's say I put a piece of gear into this guy that is at power 1, this one right here that's at 109. More than likely, it would bring its power score up to 112 because that's the power score that I'm at right now. But it has a random chance whether it would end up rolling to 113. The point being is that if I put a piece of gear in at 109 and I myself was at 109, then that gear could not upgrade at all. That's kind of the whole point, is that the gear doesn't have a guaranteed chance of going up in its power score, but at the least it can't go into the negative. It can't ever go down. So you might have to roll your gear multiple times in order to get it to work. However, I just wanted to confirm and let you guys know how the blacksmith worked. I'll probably have to make a separate video talking about it specifically just because it's kind of weird and not really explained in the patch notes at all. And it also leaves the opportunity for exploits because you could technically roll really good gear off of crap gear and then just give it to the, use the gift guy to trade with your friends, including cheated gear. But we'll save that for another time. Either way, very cool update. I think it's awesome. We'll have to just kind of see, man. Like, I kind of want to explore and mess with all this stuff so that I get a better understanding of how it all works for you guys. I didn't defeat powerful monk. Oh. Ooh, that is actually a good item. See? That's pretty good. I mean, it's obviously not as good as my heart bow, but at least his inventory changes. So I wonder what these guys reroll based on. Wow, we actually got that one already as well. Random artifact, random item. I don't know what they're, like this guy we might pay to restock, whereas this guy seemed to just change his inventory item. I wonder if it's based off of missions completed or something when they re-roll. I don't know. But either way, awesome stuff. Next episode's gonna probably be us doing the DLC. A little bit later, I'll probably have a video come out talking about all the new artifacts and stuff for free-to-play players and blah, 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 blah. Have yourselves a great day, though, gamers. Gonna be a bit more Minecraft Dungeons on the channel for a while, so you can always like, sub, and buy the merch you want to support the channel. Have yourselves a great day, gamers. Sign on and stay epic.